What's going on, everybody? Respawn Gentleman here. So today I'm going to show you all of the working glitches for Dying Light 2 after the 1.9 patch. Let's get right to it. Now, this first section is going to be for the solo glitches that you can do completely by yourself. So starting off with the solo glitches, I'm going to show you the solo invisibility glitch. Now this one is absolutely fantastic. Where you want to be on the map is actually kind of near the metro in the Trinity area. You will need access to fast travel in order for this to work, so you will have to have at least access to the central loop. So what you want to do is just follow the path that I'm taking. I find this easiest to fast travel to the chapter 2 location, but it doesn't really matter where you go. So you want to head up here exactly where I went and go stand in the grass, crouch down, open up your map, and fast travel to the other side of the map. You don't want to go somewhere completely far away. Like, I like to go to the Huntress's camp, but you can go anywhere in the central loop and it should still work just fine. Now, what will happen is sometimes it won't work on the first time. This one happened to do it for me. You can kind of see at the bottom, I do have the invisibility symbol. It doesn't always work on the first time, and it doesn't matter which grass you go into. You just need to have the grass or table or something that hides you and then fast travel across the map. That's what triggers it. So again, you may have to do it a couple times, and I'll just show you what this looks like. It is extremely broken. This will let you get through especially the regular and elite missions with absolute ease, because you know nothing can actually see you, so they can't hurt you. So let's go ahead and crouch down over here. Actually, let's go a little bit closer, and then we'll crouch down. So they can't see me right now. I'll walk up to these zombies, and this one might have seen me. Yeah, he saw me before I crouched, so that's a thing. But if you're crouched and it goes away like that, just make sure you kill the zombies that did see you, and then you'll get your invisibility back. But it's great. You can walk around all the zombies as long as they don't see you before you crouch. They will never see you unless you like run into them. You can attack zombies while being invisible, which is super awesome, but make sure you kill them quickly, because otherwise once you attack them, they will see you and they will continue to attack you. So next I'm going to show you a couple of solo weapon duplication glitches you can do in the game. Now this only works with weapons and nothing else. If you try it with anything else, first of all, you just can't, but also you could potentially lose the items. So this will only work with weapons. Now first you want to do this one at the hoverboard challenge, and the other one I'll show a different challenge as well. A couple of key things before we start this. This can cause your game to crash, especially on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, so do be warned before that. This can cause some issues with crashing. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and start the challenge. It's really easy to do. Just to show you where this is on the map in case you're curious, is right over here, kind of just in the corner of Muddy Grounds, New Dawn Park, and Garrison, right across from Culvert Island. So it's this little blue car. And just start the challenge. As soon as you start the challenge, open up your accessory wheel, select an empty slot, and get off of the hoverboard. You can do that by either pushing the crouch button or just like jumping. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Even if you land in the water, just swim back over here. You want to get kind of on this spot so you don't have to worry about a timer. Open up your accessory wheel again and pull out your binoculars and look at this windmill. You can see right down below me there's an open map button. Go ahead and use that button. Switch over to your inventory and drop the weapon that you want to duplicate. In this case, I'll do the military machete. So I'm going to drop that on the ground. You can see there's the military machete. Now what you want to do is cancel the challenge. Do not pick it up, because if you do, it will cause problems. As you can see, I'm still holding it. It's in my inventory. Now you can drop it as many times as you want. Just let's drop it a few times here. Hit it on the ground. Pick up all the ones you dropped. Now this is a very important thing. As soon as you get done picking up the ones you duplicated, quit back to the main menu. If you do not do this, your game will crash and you will lose those items. So make sure you quit back to the main menu so it saves this. And then after that, you can just go back in the game and you will have the items. Now let me show you the next location. So the next one requires you to have at least finished a broadcast mission so you can be at the top of the VNC tower. So where you want to go on the map is specifically to the top of this building right here. There's a crane on top that you need to use for the Broom challenge. So I'll go ahead and jump over there and show you what you need to do. Now, if you haven't already unlocked the Broom challenge, the mushrooms are not going to be fully upgraded, so you will have to hold the button down until they can become all the way full and you see the word use. So what you want to do is get all the way down here, and you want to land on top of this right here, and then just kind of go in this middle section. So here's the mushrooms. They could be in the middle like this. Mine kind of glitched out a little bit, but most of the time they're going to be in this corner. So go ahead and hit use, and you want to make sure you turn it to nighttime. It's exactly the same as before. Just go ahead and start the challenge. Again, this can cause crashing issues, so definitely be wary of that. You want to turn around immediately because you need to go back to the crane. Once you get back to the crane, make sure you turn off your broom, otherwise you'll keep jumping back onto it. So that can be a problem. Doesn't matter where on the crane you are. Up here is a little bit easier. So go ahead and open up your binoculars again. Now you want to look over here kind of by the ladder because this is the fisheye. So you can look directly at the fisheye, super easy. Go ahead and open up the map and then go to your inventory, and then you can just drop a weapon that you want to duplicate. Again, this only works with the weapons. If you do this with the broom, it does not work. Believe me, I have tried. So let's go ahead and drop this military machete here. And then again, just quit the challenge. Do not pick up the weapon or anything. So now go ahead and go into your inventory. You can still see that I still have the machete right here, and we'll go ahead and drop it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can see here they all are on the ground. Again, just pick them up, and then as soon as you're done picking up the weapons, quit back to the main menu. Otherwise, your game will crash and you will lose those items. This is a very, very important step. As soon as you get back to the main menu, you're good to go. Just go back in the game and everything will be saved. So next I'm going to show you how to glitch the overpowered weapons out of the DLC. So what you want to do, if you already have the posters done, you can go to those. If you don't, you can do it from here. As you see, I haven't finished any of the spectacles, so I need to do it this way. I'm going to show 2 different methods. The first is going to be showing in the One Day Heron. Basically, this is the cancel method. You want to do this. This is the method you're going to use both ways, but the other one requires you to drop weapons as well. So what you want to do in this specific one, now this one will give you the military machete or the heavy tribunal axe. Kind of depends. Sometimes it just depends on what's up here. So we have the military machete. I like to wait for just a second when we get in here because these virals kind of pop up and they just cause more problems. So now that they're gone, all you want to do is head over to the item you want to pick up. And what you want to do is hold down the cancel button, and when it is 75% of the way done, then you push the pickup button, so that way you're picking it up as you're leaving the challenge. Just to show you an example, there it is right there. You can kind of see it on the screen. I picked it up, and now go to my inventory. I have 2 military machetes. This is the one I just picked up. So the second method, I'll go ahead and show you right now. Let's head over to the Prince of Thieves challenge. This is an easy one to do this with. I'm going to go ahead and clear out the zombies that are up here first because they can be really annoying. So let me clear them out real quick. Okay, so now that the zombies are cleared out, the first thing you want to do is go into your options and make sure that swap weapons is turned on. Otherwise, you won't be able to do this. You can kind of see it next to my head a little bit, but on Xbox it's the A button. I believe on PlayStation it's the X button. I don't remember what it is on PC off the top of my head, but you want to make sure you use the button that it shows when you're hovering over swap weapon because it can potentially disappear. So this can be done with any of the weapons that you have equipped. Doesn't matter which one you do, just select the one you want to duplicate. In this instance, I'll use the pipe bow. Go over to one of these spears. It doesn't show the icon, but actually hold down the button that you use to swap weapons. So it's A for me. I'll hold down A and it actually swaps it out. So you can see here's the pipe bow on the ground. Now that it's on the ground, all you need to do is exactly the same as I did before. Just hold down the cancel and pick it up 75% of the way through the cancel. So I'll go ahead and pick it up again. And then you can see I do have the pipe bow right here. And this one is overpowered. You can do this with any of the weapons in the DLC spectacles. So the next one I'm going to show you is how to do the infinite throwing spear glitch. Now this is something that can only be done in the DLC. This does not work in the open world, but all you need to do is go into any challenge that has throwing spears. Doesn't really matter which one, they all do. A good easy one to kind of show this off is Prince of Thieves, just like the glitch weapon one. It's super easy to do. So as soon as you start, all you need to do is just, again, make sure in your options you have swap weapon turned on and you use the button prompt that the swap weapon menu option says to use. Again, mine says A for Xbox. So I just want to go up to these spears right here, hold down A, and then now I've got an infinite spear that I can use for the rest of the spectacle. You can do this in any of the challenges that have spears, which most of them do, and you can basically just rapid fire this, making these challenges extremely easy to do. And it's really fun to just throw tons of spears at things in the face. So the next glitch I'm going to show is how to get underneath the DLC map. There's two ways to do this, and I'll show you both. The first way requires you to have the Mario Boots Easter egg, which if you're curious about that, I'll have a link in the description below. And you want to be in the Carnage Hall, kind of where your bed is. So once you're in here, go ahead and equip your Mario Boots, which you can see I've got them right here, Mario Boots. All you want to do is stand on top of this plant right here, and then hold forward and spam the jump button until you do the activation. And then as soon as you do, you can see just you want to turn around like I did, and you'll be through the map. Now this will let you go into a lot of the other arenas and things. You can kind of see here, if I go through this one, I kind of didn't really go through very well, but there's a lot of different arenas you can go into. This helps with a lot of glitches where you need to get items out of stuff, like if you need to place an item or anything like that. This is kind of a good way to go about that, but it's a way to get under it, and you can go to any of the arenas that you have access to. So let me show you the second method. So for method 2, all you need to do is you need to have the hoverboard, which I'll cover later on in this video if you're curious about that, and you need to come specifically to right here on the map. It is kind of in this kind of blood pool area. So go ahead and equip the hoverboard, and once you're kind of stuck here, just drop kick through the hole, and you'll be kind of in some water, which is fine. Just do a little jump, and then you can open up your paraglider if you don't forget to switch off of your hoverboard, because you will still use your hoverboard if you have that equipped, which may be an easier way to kind of like fly around this place, but that's kind of what you want to do. And again, you can go to any of the arenas down here, and this is how you can get under the map to access certain areas that will let you glitch out weapons from like the freak fights and things like that. Hey everybody, Editor Respawn here. So I forgot to include this when I originally recorded the video, but I'm going to talk about the vendor reset glitch. Now this one specifically happens at the bazaar, and yes, I do know that sleeping resets all vendors. That is not a glitch, that is intentional, the made function of the game. Sleeping twice resets all vendors' inventories. That's a normal part of the game. However, this specific thing is a glitch because it doesn't require sleeping and it's much faster. So this, from my testing, it can only be done at the bazaar. So you need to have kind of sided with the survivors for the water tower at the beginning of the game. If you didn't, then you will only be able to do this up until that point. So that's one thing to keep in mind, because the vendor will not be there if that's the case. So here's the craft master. I'll go ahead and buy all the craft parts from him. So let's just go ahead and buy everything real quick. This is cool because this lets you kind of farm materials that you need really, really well. So you see I just got some feathers. Sometimes there's a glitch like this where it's not letting you buy stuff, which is just weird. I don't know what happened. Sometimes it just doesn't disappear. But we bought everything from the shop. I'll try buying this again. Yeah, nothing. Okay, so that happens sometimes. We see his inventory is gone. All you need to do this glitch is just walk this way. Follow the way that I'm going. It's super easy. Just walk out this door here. Then we want to run over here to this door. And all we're going to do is we're going to walk out and turn around. That's it. That's the whole glitch. It's super easy. And the reason why this is a glitch is because it's not supposed to reset vendors' inventories just by going to a different area. It's supposed to do it by day, but for some reason this specific one always resets when you go out there. So we'll trade with the game, go to craft parts, you can see everything is back now. So this is a really great way to buy a ton of craft parts, especially from him. He's got things like feathers, blades, electrical parts. He's got a lot of really good things you can buy from him. Kind of more of the man-made ingredients. Looks like for some reason the scraps might be bugged at the moment, or at least for me. So if the scraps aren't working for you, you might have to go buy them from a different vendor. But yeah, it's super easy. It only takes like roughly around like 20 seconds to do this whole entire loop, which is fantastic because going to sleep in the bazaar takes about 45 seconds to walk up to the bed, go to sleep, turn around, go to sleep again, and then walk down to the vendor. So you're able to do this twice as fast as you would be if you were sleeping. So that's why this is a glitch, and it is absolutely fantastic if you're needing craft parts that you want to farm as much as possible. Now this next section is for multiplayer glitches that you have to do in co-op and cannot be done by yourself. So next up we have the multiplayer duplication glitch. Now this has been in the game since the very beginning. Basically super easy. Either you or your friend drop something on the ground and you both pick it up at the exact same time. When you do, This tricks the game into thinking that you each picked up the item, so you both get the item. It's super easy to do. The best way to do this is by using a microphone so you can talk to each other, but it's really easy, and you can duplicate any item that can be dropped on the ground in the game, with the exception of the broomstick and the Doom shotgun. Everything else can be duplicated as long as it's able to be dropped onto the ground. Hey everybody, Editor Respawn here. I had to re-record this bit a little bit. So where you want to go on the map for this quad damage duplication is you want to go right here to the treasure hunt challenge. This does require the DLC, so if you don't have the DLC you won't be able to do this. You can also duplicate items as well. I've dropped a few on the ground right here, but what you want to do is go ahead and start the challenge. Now one of the two people will need to jump through the wall, and we'll see JKM kind of doing this. I'm not able to do it myself. I tried for like over an hour and I couldn't get it to work. But basically you just want to come into this room over here, stand on the little blue stool, and then use your Mario shoes to keep jumping and going through the wall. It can take a little bit. Basically when you do the flip with Mario, you want to turn around and grab the ladder, just like you saw JKM do right there. It's not easy to do, but once you do it, it can kind of do it more. So basically you just want to fast travel to them when they get back up there, grab the items that you dropped on the ground if you wanted to duplicate them, and then head over here to this spot where I'm at. So you can see on the ground I had a few things already duplicated, but I like looking at this windmill right here because it's really easy. Just pull up your binoculars so you can see I have the open map button at the bottom of the screen. Now go to the inventory, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop some of the stuff. Here's the quad damage. Drop that a few times. It doesn't matter how many times you drop it, as many times as you want, and we'll do this a few times for the confetti grenade as well. And then I'm gonna do it for the med kits as well as my weapon up there, just to kind of show you can duplicate things. This only works with weapons, accessories, and consumables that can be equipped. So if you don't use anything other than what's in there, then you're fine. If you try to duplicate anything else like armor, anything, it will not work. You can see here I have all these things on the ground. Those are what JKM duplicated as well. So this is a really great one to use. Now all you need to do, kind of like I just did, is you need to have cancel the challenge once you drop the items on the ground, and then run over here, and then you can pick them up and you're good to go. So make sure you do that. Don't pick the items up before you leave the challenge, or you can have some issues and cause your game to crash. So make sure you leave them on the ground, and you can see that I've got all this stuff in my inventory now, which is super awesome. It's a great way to do it, but again, it only works with weapons, accessories, and consumables. Hey everybody, Editor Respawn again here. So this one is for the Like the Wind challenge. This is another duplication thing you can do with multiplayer. Here it is on the map over in the Trinity district. It's kind of in the corner. This one does again require the DLC. So if you don't have the DLC, unfortunately, you won't be able to do this one. You can see it's kind of at the bottom of Trinity and kind of towards the top of Quarry End. So once you kind of get over into the area, just follow the path that I take in this little video here. You want to stand specifically right here because this is kind of where the mission starts. So go ahead and open up your binoculars and look at the old Villador Master Windmill to make sure that you have it kind of checked, because if you don't, it won't really work for you. So you can see at the bottom of the screen I do have the open map button, which is what you're looking for. So now just back out of the binoculars, go to your inventory, and just drop whatever items you want to duplicate on the ground. Again, this only works with weapons, accessories, and consumables. You cannot do this with any other item in the game with this particular glitch. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop some confetti grenades, my military medkit, and then my Timmy's Terrifier on the ground. And you can see here they are right here. So now all you need to do once you do that is just run back to the challenge, and then as soon as you get over there, you just want to go ahead and start the challenge. So once the challenge starts, you can see the items are still on the ground. So what you want to do is, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and pick up all of the items that you just dropped. Pick them up and then open up your binoculars and look at the windmill. So the best way to do it is this little leaf you see on the screen here at the bottom of the tree. It will guarantee you looking at the windmill. So go ahead and use the open map button, switch your inventory, and now drop as many of the items that you just picked up as you want. So I'm dropping a few for the Timmy's Terrifier. I'm going to do the DIY confetti grenades, and then I'm also going to do some of the military medkits. So once this is done, the items will be on the ground, and all you need to do at this point is just cancel the challenge. You'll see that here in just a minute. Here's all the items. And then we'll go ahead and cancel the challenge. I think JKM was actually the one that started it, so he had to cancel it. So whoever has the cancel option, they need to cancel it. So now that that's canceled, just run back over there and you can just pick up those items. Again, this is just like the quad damage dupe, except it doesn't revolve you having to glitch out of a challenge in order to duplicate things. So this can be really nice to use if you don't want to do something like that. Next, I'm going to show you how to glitch out the hoverboard. Now, I do have a video linked in the description on how to unlock the hoverboard challenge. So once you have that unlocked, you can start the challenge. Just to show you where I am on the map, I'm right here located at the bottom of Muddy Grounds, kind of the corner of Muddy Grounds, Newton Park, and Garrison. Right over here specifically, there's this blue car. So once you unlock the challenge, this will also let you dupe other items as well, but go ahead and start it. And you need to do this in co-op. This will not work single player. So as soon as you start, open up your accessory wheel and switch it to something that's an empty slot. And then as soon as you do, just jump off of your hoverboard. Now once you're over here, there's no timer to worry about. So you can just kind of stand anywhere over here, it doesn't matter. Open up your accessory wheel again. Put your binoculars up and look at the windmill right here. You can see right down below me on the bottom of the screen, there's an open map button. So you press that button or hold it down, go to your inventory, and now you can drop the hoverboard as many times as you want, and it'll duplicate it on the ground. If you wanted to do this with items, just like the one I showed previously, drop the items on the ground first, start the challenge, and then go in and you can duplicate them there. So here we have all the items on the ground, so let's go ahead and cancel the challenge. Now that the challenge is canceled, all you gotta do is run back over here, and you can see JKM has a bunch of his duped over there. Here's mine duped over here. This is how you can get the hoverboard. And like I said, if you're using this for regular items as well, just make sure to drop the items in this area before you start the challenge, so that way you can just pick them up and duplicate them like we did previously. Now for the next location, you want to be at the top of the VNC tower, and you will have to have completed the broadcast mission in order to do this. So where you want to be on the map, like I said, right here is the top of the VNC tower. You want to specifically go to this building right here when there's a crane on top of it. So let's just head over there, I'll show you where to go. Now, when you get over there, there's some mushrooms on here that you will need to activate if you haven't already activated them. So if you don't have the full stack like I do, like I said, you just need to activate the mushrooms. So we'll drop down here. And once we get all the way down, here's where the mushrooms are. Sometimes they're in this corner as well. So if it says use, that means you're all good to go. If not, and the stack is much smaller, then you just have to hold the button down until it activates. So what you want to do is first, if it's not nighttime already, just click the use button and say yes to switch to nighttime. So you want to make it nighttime first. Then go ahead and drop whatever items you want to duplicate on the ground. I'll go ahead and drop one of my confetti grenades. I'll drop a stack of military med kits, and I'll drop my military machete on the ground. So you can see here they all are right here on the ground. So once that happens, you want to start the challenge. You need to do this in co-op, like I said before. As soon as the challenge starts, just first of all, switch over to an empty slot in your accessory wheel and turn all the way around back to the crane. This is really, really important. Once you get on the crane, just go pick up the items that you dropped. And then what I would highly recommend is actually getting up on this ladder, because it's so much easier to use a binocular. So once you're up here, just open up your binoculars, and if you look kind of right around the ladder, you can see the fisheye in the distance. So you can see also right below me is the open map button. So just like before, all you need to do is just go in your inventory and again just drop the things that you picked up as many times as you want. I'm just going to do it twice for these so you can see it. And then as soon as you drop everything you want to drop, you can see I've got 2 on the ground. Cancel the challenge. That is all you need to do, and your co-op partner can do the same thing. And then now, as soon as the challenge is done, just go back to where you dropped the items, and here they are. You can pick them right back up again, and you have duplicated stuff. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Dying Light content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.